earlier. We were saying that there will be no more Richard Pryors, Red Fox, Eddie Murphy, all of these people, George Carlin, Paul Moody, these people who really...
Not that they have to go and defend every joke. The transgender people that I know are not as sensitive like this. Someone made fun of us. Mm-hmm. Because they look like they said we look like the Simpsons. Someone said we look like Simpsons characters. Right? And then I was like, I don't watch TV. She doesn't either. So I'm not like that. So I had no idea what this person was talking about. Mm-hmm. But I was like, okay, let me try to find this Simpsons character. I'm just curious, mm-hmm. right? I pulled it up.
It's true.
And yeah, I'm going to put a clip up.
That is funny.
I pulled it up and I thought, facts.
I mean, it's kind of
like
true.
That literally looks like.
If you're just like looking at it real fast, it's pretty true.
But my point is that we can laugh at ourselves. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to our channel. We were asked about Dave Chappelle's Netflix stand-up, The Closer. Well, first of all, cancel culture is out and ready. They are always ready. Cancel culture is always ready for something. Now they're mad at Dave Chappelle for his stand-up. Now, we did see it. We did watch the whole thing. I'm a Chappelle fan, mm-hmm. so this may be kind of biased, but it's not even that. It's that he's a comedian.
Right.
And we've said this before, but I feel like we're at the point now where even comedians cannot, they're supposed to be controversial. They're supposed to
step over the line.
Step over the line.
Caitlyn Jenner, whom I've met, wonderful person. Caitlyn Jenner was voted Woman of the Year. Her first year as a woman. Ain't that something? Beat every bitch in Detroit. She's better than all of you. Never even had a period. Ain't that something? Oh, I'd be mad as shit if I was a woman.
This is what they're supposed to be doing. And I feel like what we're saying, the comedians are not allowed to be comedians. Everybody has to be politically correct at this point. And it's really, to me, very stupid. The whole point, if you guys, because watching his whole comedy special, it was real good. Now, the reason why I like Dave Chappelle particularly is because he's a good storyteller. Mm-hmm. For me, the whole thing was really, really good. Now he talked where he's getting pushback is from the transgender stuff. Now he's had a history with his transgender situation, where he's made jokes about transgender people and the LGBTQ plus plus community. So he's had some run-ins with them before.
And they've canceled people that are more powerful than me. They canceled J.K. Rowling. My God, J.K. Rowling wrote all the Harry Potter books by herself. She sold so many books, the Bible worries about her. And they canceled her because she said in an interview, and it's not exactly what she said, but effectually, she said gender was a fact. And then the trans community got mad as shit. They started calling her a TERF. I didn't even know what the was. But I know that trans people make up words to win arguments.
And I don't see what he said was wrong.
Yeah. He didn't really say anything wrong. He made a joke.
He made a joke,
but comedians make jokes based on reality.
Right.
So it's part true, and then it's mostly true, but mostly meant to be sort of funny at the same time. The transgender community, they're upset because I guess they feel like he made light of their issues. I agree with Dave Chappelle on a lot of things, especially that gender is a fact.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that, I don't understand how transgender people don't see that. The whole reason that they're transgendering is because they want to be a different gender. So gender is a fact.
Right.
You know what I mean? All he said is that in order to have a child, basically he was saying everybody here passed through the legs of a woman. That's true. I mean, you can't.
That's facts.
I mean, I don't know what else to say about that.
Why are you mad at truth?
Right. Which is what, to me, this is what makes people feel like the difference between gay and lesbian and that transgender is a disorder.
Right.
That's how people, it's a disorder. So it's when your mind does not line up with what your body is.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So when you say that a woman can only get pregnant and that offends you,
how can
I'm sorry. There are just some truths in this world that we just can't get rid of because you feel some sort of way about your own life. I get that. If you're a man that wants to be feels that you are a woman, then I understand that. You know, I mean, I don't understand that, but I can mentally take that in and understand that. You know, I don't know what that feels like, but I can take that in and understand what it feels like. But if you're telling me that you are a pregnant man, I can't understand that. You are a woman. Only women can get pregnant.
Right.
And so the whole idea is, oh, well, not all women can get pregnant. Right, but that makes you more of a woman because only a woman can understand that experience.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like having a hysterectomy. Only women can have that.
You're right. It's like, how are we you're getting offended by something that is actual fact and true.
Right.
And I just think that that's part of the struggle probably you go through, or the transgender people.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think it was that he even said a joke. I think that it's the truth.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. It's just like it's like a truth bomb that hurts the feelings of this particular group of people. You know what I mean? And he really didn't even make fun of them. He just said a truth bomb that really, like J.K. Rowling said. I mean, gender is a fact. It is a fact.
But now we're at this situation where now there's supposed to be like 52 genders.
Yeah.
And y'all.
Well, Europe, they have 100.
Yes.
There's not. There's 2.
Y'all, look, I'm not. See, the thing is that I don't want to like negate what other people are. Like, if people feel a certain way about something, okay, fine. But I'm talking about just scientific facts right now. So if we lay it out on the line, just say scientifically speaking, and just like there's men and there's boys and girls, men, women, male, female, right? And then you have your what's it called, the intersex?
Yeah.
There's other people that have been born with both. Yeah. Okay. So that's a special. We get that. That's a special case.
But that's considered a birth defect.
Yeah, it's a birth defect. So, but when we're talking about just the basics of, and we're talking about just in general, if there is male and female, to me, there's just male and female, and I think that when we start adding all of these different, well,
first of all,
sexes, I think it creates this. It's like it creates kind of conflict. I think it creates some kind of conflict. It's creating conflict.
Yeah, I mean, I think I feel the same way as like what Dave said. He said, I understand the L and the B and the G. He's like, it's the T that I'm having a problem with. So a lot of LBG people, LB, they don't feel that transgender is really a part of their fight because it's not the same thing.
Which is very interesting.
You understand?
Even within that,
it's not the same thing. But they feel like, a lot of them feel like that the transgender has hijacked their movement.
Because their movement, because the thing is that the lesbian, gay, and bisexual people, that's about your sexuality. Right, and what your sexual orientation is, right? Who you're attracted to. And then when you add the T, that's not necessarily that. Right. That is something different. Right. I would agree. I know gay people that do feel that way. Yeah. That they're not against transgender, but they just feel like, well, but I'm not sure how that. What does that have to do with?
But they're saying that it's so crazy the way things are out there right now. They're trying to say that your sex and your gender are two different things. They're saying your sex is what you're assigned with and your gender is what you want to be. Right. And I say BS on all of that. If you are a man and you want to be a woman, you are a man that wants to be. So there are a lot of transgenders that cancel men for not, like, transgender. If you're a man that wants to be a woman, you're a transgender woman. Okay. Right. So if you're I'm gonna get lost in this, but like if you are, a lot of transgendered women get mad at men because straight men, what they call straight men for not dating them. They think that's transphobic.
Right. Because,
so this is where we are now. You know what I mean? And so it's just like, you don't think that's transphobic? No. If a straight male
finds out that you're a male,
they're gonna see you. I mean, see this gets all.
But you see how this is why transgender community gets so emotional with this and gets so upset and livid, because what they're
saying they are
right. Now,
you know what I mean?
That's fine. But look, that part I get. That part I understand. I'm fine with that part, actually. I'm okay. Fine. That's what you're saying. It's the part where you're wanting everyone else to think exactly as you.
So now they have these new words called like, so if you're not like all these like transgender, and then there's these gender neutral, and these people who don't think that they're either sex.
Right.
And then there, of course, there's gay and lesbian, and then they call people that are just like I guess you and me, straight women. They call us cis females.
Cis females.
And I say to them, I don't want to be called that.
I'm not a cis female. I'm a female.
Or cis woman or something like that.
I'm a female. I'm a woman.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
I don't need any extra.
Because you don't want to be called transgender. You want to be called a woman, but then you're going to call me I mean, I hate how this sounds. The actual biological woman.
Now I got changed.
Now I have to be called cis.
I don't understand that at all.
And I'm like, why do I have to be called a cis woman?
Yeah.
Like, don't you call me that.
Yeah.
That's my point. You want me to call you a woman, and you get offended, and you want to cancel everybody for saying that, but then I can't cancel you for calling me something you just created.
Yeah.
It's like he said, like that he's a transgender like to make up words to win arguments. But on some level,
but that is very true. I agree with Dave on that part. Like when he said that, I thought, well, yeah, sometimes.
You're a cis, you're a cis woman. No, I'm not. I'm female.
And also these ultra like sensitive. Like I know transgender people.
They're not this.
And I mean the ones that at least I have encountered. We lived in New York City, so y'all know.
I've been to gay prides. I've been to we've done them all, and we've had tons of gay friends. We've had a lot of transgender. Well, not a lot, but we know some, even in Indiana.
Yeah, but they seem to be a little bit more level-headed. This is interesting about the transgender people that I actually know and friendships with, right? They seem to just be not so sensitive. You know what I mean? Like they don't go out of their way to. I mean, they just live their life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They just live their life. Everything doesn't have to be a movement all the time. So when I see some of these transgender people out here, that is just everything has to be a movement. Like it's like no, I mean like I get it. If your community is being oppressed in some way, or you feel it is, I mean you have every right to do what you got to do out there and get and do the protesting. But I just don't understand why everything.
I mean, if you can
find catering
if you can find the clip of these guys out in I mean, we can find it. We'll put it up. But the clip of the guy outside of the Netflix building.
Did you? Okay,
no, I'll look for it. But it's like, he's over emotional, and he's even know Dave Chappelle. You know what I'm saying? Like you've got all these people out there, and then we've got these really the wording that they use. He's broken our hearts. He's
like, what?
It's like, stop. You know what I mean? Stop trying to feel sorry for yourself. Okay, everybody. First of all, this world. If you are black, gay, a feminist, everyone likes you. There's not too many people that
your movement is heard.
Right. No one that is a minority is either a minority anymore.
Right.
Because we're the majority.
Right.
You can't offend a feminist.
No.
Because you'll get canceled. You can't offend a black person, you'll get canceled. You can't offend a transgender person, you'll get canceled. What's this guy said the other day? I was watching a show, and this guy said, I'm a gay male, we're boring now. He's just like, it's all about them. And I was just like, really? He's just like, it's like they kind of like hijack the movement now. Because it's like everything is about the trans like life. Is like, I'm for that. But it's like, we're not the same. But
the funny thing also is that I understand what they're trying to explain about themselves.
In my life, if you have a problem with me, that's your problem.
Yeah.
So I don't feel victimized at all. That's what I'm saying. As a black woman, I don't feel victimized or feel any less than any white person. As a woman, I don't feel any less than any man. You know what I mean? So to me, if you have a problem with me, like if you're a man and you're like misogynistic and that's your problem.
It's your problem.
And I don't
get offended by that.
It doesn't move me.
It doesn't even offend me.
It doesn't offend me, right? If you are a a white person and you are calling me the N-word, then that's your problem. And it doesn't make me want to go get a picket sign and then go outside a building and start saying
you got to deal with it, or the world will deal with you.
Right.
That's how I feel with that.
You have to be tough in this world. Life is for, it's not, I mean, someone said life is for the weak, it's for the strong.
Yeah.
It's not for the weak. And if you walk around weak, you're going to have a tough time in life.
You can't cry about everything.
Right.
You know, and now trying to cancel someone. First of all, it'll never happen. He'll never be canceled because he's too, famous, one. But not even that. His message and what he says in his shows are on point. They're funny. Right. He's funny, but it's not that. It's that he says some very politically sound.
I mean, at this point, like comedians are saying, at this point they're becoming rare. Their craft is becoming a very rare breed now because the cancel culture is too real, and there's just there will be, like we were saying with our friend Erica earlier. We were saying that there will be no more Richard Pryors, Red Fox, Eddie Murphy, all of these people, George Carlin, Paul Moody, these people who really...
Not that they have to go and defend every joke. See, that's the thing is that, Dave is not going to do that. So, but he's trying to say, even when I was just saying a minute ago about the transgender people that I know are not as sensitive like this. They understand their position in life, and if someone doesn't understand their position in life, then they're that's their problem, right? They kind of move on from it. They can also laugh at themselves. You know what I mean? Right. And Dave mentioned in his show, Daphne. He had a transgender. He didn't know she was transgender at first. He had no idea. He didn't know he was transgender. That she was transgender, but she was and later on he found out that she was. I think she opened for him for something. She didn't do well. It was a whole funny part of his thing. It was really funny, but the point is that she made fun of things, right? And then when someone poked fun at her and parts of the transgender thing, sometimes things are funny,
right? Sometimes
you make jokes about black people,
and it is funny,
and sometimes it's funny. And I don't know why everyone's afraid to just say.
Dave made a joke about women over 40, and I thought it was hilarious. And his last one. I mean, I don't. Why are we so sensitive about everything? It's just a joke. If you are too upset about something, I think there is something wrong with you psychologically.
I think so too.
If someone makes fun of you and it just ruins you, that means that you need to go see a therapist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're overweight and someone makes a fat joke, it's okay to be offended, but if you want to kill yourself, that's not the person. That means that you were already feeling some way about yourself.
Right.
To me, when things really break you, it's not because of someone else. They just said something, but it's something you were already feeling about yourself that you just haven't figured it out yet. You know what I mean? And for me, I think that all of those transgender people that were standing outside the next prison building need to see somebody because that was a joke. That was a stand-up Netflix show, and if you feel like you're not you could take yourself out of your job to go stand out there and defend something that you feel if you feel completely comfortable with yourself,
you don't need that.
You don't need this.
You don't need an apology.
This is what I was saying about. I guess for me, our country is a free country. You don't. I mean, you try being transgender in Saudi Arabia and see how that works out for you. Don't make it seem like you know what I mean. Like this country is so bad to you.
Right.
Every minority has something that's unfair, but most people who are minorities want to live in America.
I guess I don't see where the uproar is coming from.
Right. Exactly are you protesting for?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure.
If you're on commercials, you're getting jobs, you can get a surgery, you can go to therapy, no one can fire you for your choices or for who you are. No one can do that anymore. So what exactly are we standing outside for?
Yeah.
What law are you trying to? Because that to me is what protesting is about. It's about changing, the mood, and then changing any kind of law that would keep you from the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah.
Now, even for Black people, there is no law that says you can't be successful, that you can't own property, that you can't get married. There's no, you know what I mean? There is no laws that say that. So then one starts to ask, why are we still in the streets?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what did you want? You want them clearly you want them to take the video down. His video. They're not doing that because it makes money. Dave Chappelle is very popular, and why should he lose his livelihood?
Well, so freedom of speech,
right?
So where's that go? So when you're doing all your protesting and all this stuff, where does that freedom of speech go for you? Then
it ends with you, but
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's okay for you to call him all these names and say all this and have his movie being taken or his
freedom of speech, by the way,
by his freedom of speech. But then this is what I'm saying. A lot of people, like when I say the Klan, the Klan should be banned. No. This is Noam Chomsky once told somebody, "Do you believe in freedom of speech?" It's like, okay, well, if you believe in freedom of speech, you have to believe it you have to believe it as much for yourself as someone you disagree with.
Yeah, I don't agree with the KKK, but I'm not going to a rally. But I'm not going to tell them they can't do their causes, whatever they're trying to do. I'm not going to tell them that.
You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, it's like people...
Believe me, it's a scary day when America tells us that we're not allowed to speak.
Yeah.
Then now we're communists.
So,
you know what I mean? You can't talk you got to be careful about how...
Canceling.
Right, what canceling is.
And this is why I can't stand, and I've said this before with cancel culture, and I will always feel this way about cancel culture. Look, first of all, there's not really a cancellation. It's just a dramatic...
Right.
It's for dramatic effect, saying that. I don't think that helps. You have to lose your livelihood because someone didn't like your damn joke. Are you serious? Like, where are we in the world where we think that's normal?
Right. That's
not even logical or rational. I just think that this is just one of those situations where I think that some transgender people with this particular situation with Dave is like you're not open or willing to listen to what he's saying. Because what he's saying makes a lot of sense.
To a lot of people.
Right. And some transgender people. It makes sense. And I just don't think, I think that you shut down. When someone makes a joke about you and you shut down, I just think it's a bad life to live. Like, why would you do that? We just told you that someone makes fun of us. We're not going to shut down and cry and get in the fetal position somewhere.
I don't know. The stand-up was funny as always. I mean, he's just a funny guy.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. He's a really good storyteller. He's very funny. He's got a very comfortable way about himself, and he makes fun of everybody. Asian, his wife is Asian.
Yeah,
and he makes fun of Asian women, people. You know what I mean? He makes fun of his own people. He makes fun of gay people. He makes fun of white people, Jewish people, and that's the point of all the comedians that have come before. Some of these people, that whole audience, though, that whole thing, they just don't look stable.
Right.
You know what I mean? They just don't. If you see them, they just don't look very stable to me. They look a little bit unhinged.
Yeah.
And unhappy. And there was a guy out there that had a Dave Chappelle, he had a picket sign.
Why is he breaking my sign? Why is he breaking my sign? I'm just here to say that jokes are funny, people. Dave Chappelle, funny guy. I love Dave.
And he was like by himself, I think, or he might have been there with one other person. He said, Dave Chappelle is funny. I liked the show. I thought it was funny. And one of the transgender people, the people that were out in there, they took this guy's picket and they broke it in half. And then they said he has a weapon. All he had was the stick left. They took the Dave Chappelle sign off, and he had just the stick. And then they all started saying he has a weapon. See what I'm saying? Like you guys are not oppressed.
Yeah,
you're
victimized,
you're being manipulative.
Yeah, and people get mostly. I think that human nature is you're most upset when something might be a little too true.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like for someone to be really upset, like. Is some of it true? Like did he speak some truth and hit you somewhere, or like, oh man, you know, it makes. So I don't know.
Remember on what you call it on was it movie with Patrick Swayze? Remember he was talking to the guys. He's like, "What if he calls my mama a whore? Is she?
Oh, I had that.
That can only make you mad if that is true."
We are just hypersensitive. We are a hypersensitive world right now, where everything is offensive to everybody, and now we have comedians who have been doing this type of craft for decades can't even do their craft anymore properly because they may not get anybody come to their shows.
Right.
I say to those comedians, just keep doing exactly the way that you should be doing it. If you guys saw it, I'm not sure if you guys saw the Netflix series, or the Netflix comedy special, but if you did, tell us what you think below. If you didn't see it, go watch it because it's really funny. Dave Chappelle's hilarious. And yeah. So don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you later.